I'm Mia Mason. I'm running for Congress here on Maryland's Eastern Shore. One of the biggest concerns and issues that we have is our traffic, our education, our health care, and our civil rights that are being taken away by our representative that is currently in office, and I seek to change that as an LGBT candidate. I'm I hope everybody is I'm like, please, where a lot of people, so make sure that everybody else is helped now. Okay, welcome back. I think we got the microphone situation kind of fixed out there. I see it peaking where it's supposed to be. So sorry if we messed this up in the very first part. Whoops. It's one of those things that happens when things are live versus actually being recorded like other people might actually do. But hey, look, this is what we get to do and enjoy with each other. I spend about a good hour, 2 hours testing, making sure everything works. I watch myself again and again to see if this actually works out. But the nice thing is like we're part of a coalition and we get to do this together. So when you support me, you're supporting others as well. When you talk about No Dem Left Behind, it is our coalition. It's what we do together. So with that, I'm going to actually tell you about a little special something coming up this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Okay. It is going to also happen on the Pacific Coast at 5 p.m. and it is on Zoom. I will be rebroadcasting it here on YouTube Live so that you can watch us. But the biggest thing I can tell you is that it is with somebody very, very, very super special. And to tell you a little about her, she's an American actress. She's been in a lot of wonderful movies, but she's also been known to spend a lot of her time in DC. And when I say go into people's office, chop their heads off, and help others, that kind of describes me. But she actually sits down, spends the time because she's actually a speaker, all right, as well as a singer and a producer to actually tell them like it is, like I'm telling you, all right, to get the job done, get it fixed, make things work for us, the people who have elected us. So I really want you to go to miadmason.us.com or /Alyssa, because on Thursday we're going to have Alyssa Milano join us. And that will be one of the biggest things that we have for all of us in our coalition to succeed. It will make a difference because she has over nearly 4 million followers on Twitter. Other social medias all rank about the same. She's a little bit older than me, but hey, look, I tell you, when it comes to getting things done, she's your girl, okay? This is why we run. This is why we fight. I've served my country for 20 years as a veteran, and we are not stopping, all right? We are looking forward to reopening our city, our states, give DC their statehood, get into the next sessions of government, and make things happen for you. And that is our bottom line. So we want you to join us. It is something super special for us to have you do, and join us. It makes a big, big difference. Every little bit matters, especially when you go get your ballot, because our governor has stated that everything is going to happen by mail. He made that declaration on Friday. We told everybody to still get their absentee ballot. We were waiting for him to approve it, but now it's approved. There may be some limited in-person voting done on a case-by-case basis, but the bottom line is go to vote.org, get your absentee ballot. You can even go to the Maryland State Board of Elections and track your ballot as it gets mailed to you. You can also download your ballot electronically, all right? But you really need to get this all done before May 26th to get those votes in, all right? And if you need to, you really, really need to mail it in before May 26th. If you download it electronically May 29th, you can drop it off, all right, on June 2nd, all right? But May 26th, you definitely need to have your ballot to you mailed, tracking it so that you can vote and get it mailed back in as soon as possible. So please, 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 please do not wait. So we're going to take another little short break, and we will be right back. All right. Bye. We're doing. Listen. Going on today. I'm Mia Mason. I'm running for Congress here on Maryland's Eastern Shore. One of the biggest concerns and issues that we have is our traffic, our education, our health care, and our civil rights that are being taken away by our representative that is currently in office, and I seek to change that as an LGBT candidate. but but it's different. We can all do it together. That, it's just one of the things that everybody, when we do it together, we will be right back. All right, we've tried something a little bit different. Something wasn't working, but we make things work for you. Continue this. And so that everybody can just be safe out there, because it's all about making sure that we also get tested. The FDA just recently approved that saliva test, so they don't have to go all into you. That actually does hurt. It's not a good feeling to have something that shoved that far back down your throat. So interesting enough, it makes things a lot different, because now that everybody has cleared out Costco, Sam's Club, BJ's, your local grocery store, it was nice last Friday and Thursday to just go to the grocery store, see that things were getting stocked back up. But the hardest thing was seeing that, what's now happening to our farmers. They just went through a very bad year dealing with the whole China thing, not being able to sell to them. They said that we got a great big deal signed for China by China, because of what Trump has passed, but it's pretty much still the ports are closed. A big decrease in shipping out goods, and our farmers are feeling it. We're out here in the rural areas, and we see the farmland, and it ended up like Florida, just having to burn it off because no one's now buying it. So if you're out in the grocery store, get your fresh goods. Support our farmers, no matter if they're corporate or not, organic or not. Please make sure that we keep our farmers in business, because you know what? We don't want to see 1,000,001 homes for sales and new urban developments, when we need to make sure that we protect our farmers and their land so that we can continue to have food in our future. Because the thing is that leads into our issues like education. I can tell you that since I first started being in the military, it was always about do this, do that, education, get it done. When you're out, you can retire, you can go to school, get a good education, get a good job. Wait a minute, where did I hear that before? Parents, right? Well, I care a lot about education. Maryland has fallen behind. We're like 13th place, and we need to get Maryland back into the top 10. So to do that, we have the Kerwin Commission, but they need federal funding. I look forward, if elected, to provide that federal funding. If not, to still continue to advocate for it, because it needs to happen. So if Andy Harris stays in office, it's about bugging him. If all of our other representatives and senators, we still bug them. It makes a difference when we make sure that our education is of quality and quantity, for the people who are getting employed and being hired. Because I'll tell you, I was at war from 2001 to 2013, and I remember trying to do school on a ship, and basically what happened is next thing I know, we're off the coast of the Persian Gulf, between Iran and Saudi Arabia, going into Iraq back in 2003. And I was like, what's more important, staying alive, protecting our country, or completing 40 hours straight work, 80 hours straight work, to keep these planes in the air so that we could finish our war mission in about a week. We were out there for a good 3 months, and then next thing you know, we go back home, come back next year, do it again. And then I joined the army, and we pretty much did the same thing, but in Afghanistan. So when you're trying to get your education, it really matters, but you have to actually not be essential. And I learned that as somebody who was essential in their job, that was very hard for me to accomplish. In fact, even when I got out of the military and was National Guard in DC, politics just kind of took over my life. The military was trying to get rid of me, and I fought back. But it affected my schools to where, they were almost completed. And it's still something that I want to do later on, but I'd rather help you get what you need. Make sure that it's at zero cost almost to you, as it was for me, because, I'm a veteran, I earned it. You can earn it too. It's about, making sure that everybody has that same affordability. Make sure that those student loans that you get don't hurt you when they're over 10%. Those are the things that we're looking to do. And student loan forgiveness, if you're a disabled veteran, 50% or above, you don't have to wait till you're 100% no more. Forgive it. For our veterans, that means a big difference. I want to get rid of VA debt management as much as I can for healthcare bills, for benefit bills, because when it comes said and done, as a veteran, some of them repay $80,000 to $200,000. It's absurd. And these are medical bills that, because they're a disabled veteran or something, they have to go through an appeal process. Just like the veterans that have now been diagnosed with COVID-19, they have to go through an appeals process, which brings us into healthcare. So getting an education also is part of, those doctors and nurses who already had it accomplished because they're not essential, but now because of this pandemic, they are essential. And we need to make sure that something is affordable for you. You may not have that job now. You may not be able to get that job now, but you need that health care. We need to make sure that it's affordable. So many places on the Eastern Shore and out here in the Central and the West have basically closed their hospitals and opened up little clinics and everything else because that's where their money is coming from, because the big hospital had to close. They couldn't afford to stay open anymore because the insurances were out to make money off the hospital, which is not good because they look at us as numbers and bang us in, bang us out, and try not to treat us because of what is called liability. And that is the harsh reality that we live in, that every patient is seen as a liability, and we must fight to protect that. And we've seen what Elisa Milano has done to make sure that we advocate this, because, when we need Medicare, when we need Medicaid, it can be available. Why not expand this for Medicare for all and make it available for everyone, all ages, so that you can actually afford it? We call TRICARE like Medicaid or Medicare, right? $600 a year, yes, $600 a year for a family, not $600 a month, not $150 per pay period or $90 per pay period. This was the bottom line. I earned it. This is what I applied for to get when I got out. Because waiting for the VA and other services to take care of me, 4 or 6 years waiting list. And that was even during Obama's time. And we finally got that changed to where it was just a couple weeks or months. But I'm glad that it changed. It's gone back toward the worst now, where I'm waiting 6 months to a year. But if elected, we can make this change and work again for all of us. So tonight, I would love to endorse Joe Biden. He is a wonderful member and neighbor in Delaware to so many of us out on the Eastern Shore that the northern side takes kindred heart to him along with Pete. Our lower Eastern Shore loves and cares for Bernie along with some Warren in there. But when it comes down to this June 2nd, think about what being a Democrat means to you. Understand that our coalition has many different Democrats in there. We have the LGBT in there. We have the veterans in there. We have the corporate people in there. We have the socialists in there. We have everybody here. We want to make sure that you do the right thing this year and actually vote by actually getting your absentee ballot and getting it done so that you can go and vote. It's that simple. We're looking to reopen this campaign in person, Memorial Day weekend with you. So we will probably plan some events depending on what Governor Larry Hogan says is going to happen here in our state. We expect to hear those announcements and ventures follow suit if we don't continue to stay at this stay-at-home order. Now, I'm no longer essential. I would like to think that I'm essential. But when we say go out for essential items only, that means that please do not go out there. Go shop, browse, peruse, have a social conversation with, your neighbor who is also out at the same time because you're getting out of the house and you're tired of seeing the same thing, Money Heist on Netflix. Work with us, volunteer with us. We have tons of things to do virtually. So you have a wonderful night. You have a wonderful week. We look forward to making sure that you join us. All right. This Thursday night at 8 p.m. All right, with Alyssa Mulatto, so that you can join us. All right. It makes a huge, huge difference when you actually do. So with that, you have a wonderful night. You have a great evening, and we will talk to you soon. Bye. I'm Ian Mason. I'm running for Congress. Our voters are at the helm in 2020 because our education has failed us. Our infrastructure has failed us. With your driving force, we can fix that, especially in our healthcare, because your vote actually matters and you have the choice in 2020. I'm Ian Mason, and I approve this message.